Hello. In the next 15 minutes, I'm going to show you 3 things most people in ERC still don't believe are possible. Number 1, how we took 500 ERC leads that we had written off as dead and turned them into $9 million in qualified ERC refunds that are actively being pursued right now. I'll show you the pipeline. Number 2, why the IRS is finally starting to pay again, especially claims that have real advocacy behind them, and why 95% of the old filing companies can't do anything about it. And then number 3, the exact 5-minute process to let you get your own referral dashboard, lockbox protection, and start turning your old angry clients into checks, literally today. If you've ever felt even a little guilty about ERC clients still waiting on money that was supposed to be theirs years ago, stick around for the full 15 minutes. What I'm about to show you is quietly fixing that guilt and paying people handsomely to do it. All right, let's get started. You ready to go? We just took 500 recycled ERTC buyout leads from June and July that we had written off. We ran them through the brand new Accelerate Advocacy funnel starting in mid-August, and here's what happened in the last 90 days. 180 went into the pipeline. 54 closed. 9 million in refunds actively being pursued. 10 million still open and active. 30% close rate. Yes, you heard that right. 30% close rate. Our average deal, $175,000. This is not theory. This is real. So let me do a quick intro so you know who's talking to you. My name is Kurt Ohlson. My partners and I have produced over $1.5 billion in ERC filings. Our background goes way beyond ERC, tax, finance, banking, insurance, etc. We've built custom proprietary software and compliance systems that have already helped hundreds of businesses recover millions in ERC refunds. Bottom line, we know how to move money out of the IRS fast, clean, and audit-proof. Now let's talk about the problem you're living with every day. Here's the reality of what we're living in right now. There are still over 500,000 ERC claims filed in the last 12 to 36 months that are completely stuck. And you know what? Most of the reps and companies that filed them have either disappeared or have zero advocacy process. That means total silence. That also means angry, lost, confused clients that are still texting you, even though you didn't do anything wrong. Your reputation is still on the line, and you're carrying guilt that should never have been in yours in the first place. The worst part? You still get the blame, but none of the money. That's exactly why the 9 million moving from 500 dead leads in 90 days is such a big deal. Because when one of those numb clients sees movement and gets their check, you become the guide who fixed the mess everybody else left behind. Because when the client gets paid, they just don't thank you. They become an advocate and send you referrals for life. We are pure IRS advocacy to compel the IRS to pay claims that have already been filed, sometimes in the last 12 to 36 months. We use the exact forms that the government wants. We use 8821, 8822, 911, 3911. So let me tell you a little bit about exactly what each form does and why the IRS and we use them. The 8821 gives us legal eyes on the client's full IRS transcript. So we can see movement, we can see problems, the second that your client ever will. The 8822 temporarily changes the IRS mailing address to our secure lockbox. No more lost mail, no more lost checks. We got it. The 911 is for the Taxpayer Advocate Service. They do emergency escalations, hardship claims. And about 100,000 people are sitting there. In fact, that Forbes article, you can go back and look at it, December 3rd, was all about the Taxpayer Advocate, the lady who runs it. And then you got a 3911, and this is the kind of where's my refund tracer that's going to force the IRS to locate and release the check. We see that sometimes this is very helpful as well. We also will use the congressional hammer if we need it. The congressman has their own special line into the IRS, and in the past we've had to go there in some instances to get the congressman to help us get it through the IRS. So these 4 forms together is why claims that have been dead 2-3 years start moving. Right after we touch them. Everything is 100% compliant. It's audit ready. 0 cost to the client until the IRS pays. So that means no risk to the client, 0 liability to you. So we're going to set you up with a link, and that'll take you to a page right like this. You're going to go ahead and click it. Your client will click it, and this is the application: first name, last name, email, phone number, title, entity name. How much do you have remaining? We will take any minimum. Well, I should say we don't have a minimum at this point, although we may institute one in the not too distant future. Just need the name of your company, like I said, your title, your state, how much is uncollected. Did you work with a PEO? If your answer is yes, this program can't help and will politely disqualify you. And then the last question is, did you file on or after 1/31/24? For those of you that don't know, if you filed after 1/31/24, the big beautiful bill discontinued any eligibility for Q3 or Q4 of 2021. So there will be a drop down that pops up. They can pick the quarters they're still owed. And if they only pick Q3 or Q4 and filed after that date, then they will also be politely disqualified. So what happens at that point? Well, we have a Slack system. Once you fill out that application, our reps are going to claim that lead, and our goal is in under 1 minute. Here's the Slack channel that we use. As these come in, everybody's notified. You just go ahead and click the button that says claim. As soon as you claim it, it moves right into your system on both the affiliate portal, the Accelerate portal, as well as the Go High level. So we've got this thing covered in many different directions. The next thing they're going to do after they've come in here is the first thing that we've got to do is sign the agreement. Here's the most important part of the agreement right here. Paid, if it's paid within 120 days, client received 95% of their claim. We take 5% plus the interest. If it takes longer than 120 days, it's only a $100 processing fee. That's pretty much it. Very straightforward. Next thing they'll sign is a disbursement agreement. This is for our lockbox. You'll be able to go in here as well and add your contract if you originally processed for the client. Then we head over here. We're going to fill out the questionnaire, and I can go over this with you more in the portal, but it's asking just for basic information: the EIN, year it was created, how many employees, what's the ownership breakdown, asking you some questions about your 2020 and 2021 ERCs. If you click yes, there'll be a bunch of drop downs that come up to give more detail. Did you know who did you file with? That would be nice to know. Have you received any checks from the IRS? And then a few questions about bankruptcy, owing money, audits. And again, do you have the notices? You're going to just check these quick acknowledgments. That's going to be the questionnaire. Once the questionnaire is filled out, one of our reps will grab it. They'll approve it. And the next step here, once you've completed the questionnaire, you're going to come in here and you're going to upload the front of your ID, as well as take a selfie and send it over. We actually made Elon do it again because he wasn't smiling in the first picture. So we got him to do it again. After you've done that information, you're going to go and fill out the 8821, which I explained was for the tax transcripts. You're going to follow the 8822, which is for all IRS correspondence, including checks. The 911, which is to file with the taxpayer advocate, should you need to, for hardship. That was the article again from Forbes, December 3rd. Finally, we'll collect the 941Xs. Once we have your 941s and 941Xs, we'll fill out these 3911s, which is the where's my refund form. We would like you to give us 941s for the quarters that are still outstanding. And we'll need the 941Xs for the quarters that are still outstanding. I mean, if we don't have them, can we still file an 8821? Yes. If we do get progress, can we order copies from the IRS? Yes. So this could be, this is 100%. Worst case scenario, we go to the IRS and you can order them. I forget how much they cost. They're not that much though. And that's it. That's the entire process. Once all that's done, what's going to happen is you're going to come into our rep's dashboard and you're going to be able to see the client over here. When I'm looking at the client, I can tell what stage they're in. If they're missing any forms, any notes that have been added for this client, right? I'll have all the questionnaire data in here so that I can see everything that they pushed into the questionnaire. I will have a full timeline of exactly when everything's occurring, when they sign, when it was mailed, when it was received, when it was logged in, like authorization on file. You see that right there. That's a good thing. When we're talking about an 8821, I have all of the email history. So I know exactly what emails have been sent to them. And I also have the stage history. So I can look and see exactly where they're at and how far they've gotten. I have a live view of the transcripts that is edited or that is updated once a day, every night, because it takes quite a bit. But I can see exactly what quarters, what the transcripts show. And then I also have the documents. I have signed copies and view copies of the 8821, 911, 8822. I've got copies of the driver's license and the selfie. Any 941s that they've uploaded, any 941Xs, all of the 3911s. And I will have a transcript down here, plus any IRS correspondence that's for that rep. If I want to look at my whole book and see what's going on, this is, again, all of the live information. Here's the amazing thing. Look what this says, awaiting IRS agent. This guy filed like 3 years ago. It's still not assigned to anybody. He's never going to get paid until that deal is assigned. Previous refund issued. They're saying they sent him a check. This is where the 3911 comes in, right? Did you get your check? Awaiting IRS agent assigned, IRS agent. So this guy's got 2 quarters where the agent's been assigned, 1 quarter that hasn't been assigned, and 3 that are potentially disallowed. That you got to unwind. And then you got this guy, assigned, potentially disallowed, awaiting. That's the problem. You got 6 different agents on 6 different quarters. These deals aren't packaged and sent to one agent. Obviously, you can see from here. The 8822, by the way, it needs to be wet signed. So when they go to sign that document, they're going to see a QR code. And they can either download it and print it at their office, but if you don't have a printer, and I don't have one anymore, just take that QR code, go to the UPS store, and they will go ahead and scan it, print your docs. You can sign it. They'll hand you a pre-filled out label, slap it on there, and send it over to us. That's for the 8822. The IRS are very picky about that, I guess you would say. So when the IRS finally does release your check, it's going to hit our secure lockbox. 95% is going to go to the client. Your full commission is going to go to you. And if you're old, if you're old filing fees, we can add those to the lockbox as well. No more lost checks. No more I forgot to pay you. No more chasing clients. And my understanding from most ERC companies is that about 30% of these clients are not going to pay ever. One thing I forgot to mention that our closers have in their portal is the ability to add companies. So if we have clients with multiple companies under common ownership, we can set up separate records for each. And then finally, impersonate user. If you've ever worked with people online, you know that a lot of them are not very technically savvy. So if they just end up emailing you the 941s or the 941Xs and you need to come in here and upload them, you can. Which gives us a little more flexibility instead of trying to coach somebody to upload something that they are incapable of. Make yourself an affiliate right now. So on our website, main site, you can see where it says affiliate request form. This is where you're going to make yourself an affiliate. You come in here and fill this out: first name, last name, phone number, email, company name. Did you file ERC? Give us a little information. Were you referred by somebody? We have these are our, some of our reps here, but you can just leave it NA. Give me your main social media account and write any message you want. Click send. I'll get it. Once I get it, I'll review it. We'll talk about, what contract you're looking for, and then approve it. You go online, you sign your agreement, W-9, Code of Excellence, and then approve those. Once that's done, go in there, set up a URL. Once you have your URL, if you have sub-accounts that you are going to use, other reps behind you and below you, then you can set up accounts for each one of them to track. However, we won't pay them. We're only going to pay you at one level, and you'll be responsible for pay the rest. So once you get all through that process, we go ahead and set you up with here's our affiliate portal. You'll be able to come in here, see the client's name, entity, PEO, amount, what stage they're in, who the agent was, or who the affiliate was, what the last time they were modified, what time they were created. Over in here, you'll be able to go to the accelerate, and you'll be able to see exactly what stage they're in as they're moving forward. That's how you'll be able to track all these deals. So our reps that are working on your leads are working on a go high level. We've got a really nice go high level system set up with automations and templated texts and emails and dialers and things like that. So we'll stay on top of these very well. Right now in our pipeline, you can see there's start claim, sign agreement, start the questionnaire, upload the documents, document review, and then we get all the way over here to claims processing. Let's just see what they've got in that. Should be looking pretty good. Yeah, 54 opportunities, 9.3 million. These are all the deals that we have closed and got them all the way through the process. Let's talk about the lockbox just for a second again. The IRS mails 100% of its updates and requests, as well as their ERC checks. As a company, we're not going to chase either. We're not going to chase the mail, and we're not going to chase the checks. So, if somebody doesn't want to sign the 8822, I completely understand that. But that is a deal breaker for us. We will not do a deal without an 8822 in place, because I'm not going to be calling a client every time the IRS mails something to them and trying to track them down. That's the big reason, but also, obviously, to secure our fees as well. So the client's going to get their money fast and safe. No more lost checks. And you're going to get paid your accelerate fee fast, as well as, potentially your original filing fees if those aren't on the lockbox already. This is a very clean play. One of the cleanest plays in the ERC industry. Once you get signed up, I got 4 documents I want to share with you. The first one's the Code of Excellence. You need to sign this. This is essentially just going through, never break these rules, promise. We want to be clean. We want to be professional. This is a professional company building a very professional platform. So we need you to go through that. Just acknowledge that you read it. Second thing I'm going to share with you is the Accelerate Guide. The Accelerate Guide I wrote is 30 pages long. It's very comprehensive. And I guess if you don't get it after reading this, you probably won't get it. But it goes through, why can't I get rid of this stupid thing? It's very, very detailed, gives you an overview, talks about eligibility, talks about delivery and delivery process, the affiliate partnership, what our expectations are. Dashboard tools, you can see it's very complete, all about the program. In addition to that, I put together a playbook. This playbook too is very detailed. Talks about the core pitch, different variations of the pitch, different scenario-based pitching, delivery coaching, objections, redirects, follow-up, closing, etc. So that'll be sent along too. And then finally, it's just a partner's tools pack, I call it. So it's just a very short, concise form. It's like 3 pages long. It's got all these little snippets in there. So if you're on about and you just want to see what the snippet's all about, then go for it. For some reason, I don't know why it was there a second ago. Anyway, that's it. That's what we got. Go here. Go now. We turned 500 dead buyout leads into $9 million in unpaid ERC refunds in 90 days. They're all in there trying to be getting collected. That's what you could do with your list, or just even if you just got a list of business owners, something like 1 out of 4 or 1 out of 5 business owners actually applied for the ERC. I mean, if you got a group of 20, you're going to find 3 or 4 in there. And of those 3 or 4, most likely some of them haven't been paid. And even if some of them have been paid, there's a lot of places where they haven't been paid on all the quarters. They may have gotten a couple checks 2 or 3 years ago, but they haven't seen the other quarters. That may or may not be coming to them. It just depends on their disallowed or not. But again, it's no risk. There's no risk. So, I guess I just have one question left. Are you ready to finally close the ERC chapter, the right way? Heck, I might even call it a book. And you'll get paid doing it. Have a great day. Take care.